Eddie Huang can take a punch, but be forewarned, he will punch back.
It's just me against the world.
Indeed, it's pretty much impossible to box the man in. He's a restaurateur, a streetwear designer, a TV show host.
Fresh off the boat, Taiwan.
And most famously, he's the author of Fresh Off the Boat, his 2013 memoir of growing up the eldest of 3 sons of Chinese immigrants. The book spawned a hit ABC sitcom. In most everything he's done, Huang says his aim has been to smash the so-called model minority myth about Asian Americans, which he describes this way.
You're obedient, you're docile, you're the model minority. You come here, you do your work, you're quiet, and you go home. You don't cause no trouble. And that's one of those things that you see in movies all the time is the Asian shopkeeper, I don't want no trouble, I don't want no trouble.
But in Confucianism, right, humility and modesty are virtues. So, I mean, how much of this is coming from actual cultural traits and how much of this is coming from an imposition by society?
I really think that it's an imposition because if you look at 5th century Greece and you look at Socrates and you look at Plato, they really are proponents of order and balance as well. Even Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, like
Sure.
a lot of the things that Jesus says, a lot of the things that Muhammad says. Yeah, I think that in America, there is a desire to identify, to describe, and then categorize people.
All right, here you go. You got buns, you got fries.
In Huang's battle to define himself, food was his beachhead. When he heard pork buns, a savory Chinese snack of pork nestled in the bread known as bao, being described as new American cuisine, he was, well, steamed.
This is a dish from the night market in Taiwan since the 50s. It really upset me. No one even knows where Taiwan is. Like when I was growing up, people thought we were from Thailand, you know? I just wanted to put it out and say, hey, this is our dish.
And so he opened New York's Bao House, with a vibe that's all Huang.
You like it?
Oh man, this tastes like Saturday night or early Sunday morning.
I spent a lot of my time hanging out with other kids at gas stations, video stores, record shops, comic book shops. So I wanted to create a restaurant that had that feel of a skate shop or a record shop.
When he was 31, Fresh Off the Boat was published. In it, Huang described his upbringing, first in Washington, D.C., then in Florida, where his father became a successful restaurant owner. When friends or relatives say to you, what does Eddie do? How do you describe it? What do you say?
Of course, first of all, say, well, he has a law degree. His, he was a lawyer in New York.
Yes, Eddie is also a lawyer. But his parents, Louis and Jessica, and his brother Evan, say they're proud of all he's done.
Eddie has lived his dream, his goal, as an individual that I'm so proud of. And he wants to do business. And he likes to raise the awareness of different culture.
Huang also wrote about the alienation he felt of often being the only Asian American in his class. A fight he had in the 3rd grade with the only African American kid in his class.
Yo, man, what you doing?
Was depicted in the sitcom.
It's my turn, Chink.
He tells me, Chinks get to the back and pushes me down on the lunch line. But even as a 3rd grader, I recognized, I was like, dude, you're just picking on me because I'm the only person below you on the totem pole. But the whole time, I was not mad at the kid because I knew where it came from. That kid, Edgar, was picked on all the time.
And so was Eddie.
When I grew up, I was just told, you're short, no one's gonna want you, you're ugly, you're gonna have a mole with the hair growth coming out, like that old Cantonese guy over there.
You were told that by whom?
There's so many people. The reason I'm pausing is because I'm trying to remember the first one, but like I can't.
And then there were the cruel jokes about his manhood. Warning, Huang's recounting of this memory may be too candid for some.
I remember reading this Maxim magazine article in, I think, 9th or 10th grade, and it showed around the world, 6 inches is the global average. And I immediately went to my desk and I remembered there was a Washington Mutual ruler right? Because I had just opened like a kid's bank account, right? I put it and I was like, 6 inches. I'm good. I'm good. And from that point on, I was just like, I'm okay. I'm average. Like I just wanted to be average. I just wanted to be normal.
But normal doesn't describe his home life. Huang says his parents were harsh, sometimes violent disciplinarians.
When I got B's, I got hit real bad. Front of the hands, then back of the hands. Front of the hands, back of the hands.
Was it hard for you to read the parts of the book where he described physical punishment at home?
Not at all. Not at all. That's a different culture. You know, punishment, discipline is a part of a very important fundamental for leadership. And I want them to be leaders.
In his mind, he was making us stronger men, but we got no room to make mistakes. It was any little thing we were gonna get hit. And I think that was unfair.
My mom especially, will still yell at us all the time.
Yes, I have to. You're my kid one day, you're my kid forever, no matter what age.
And it's not always funny, even now,
No,
right?
she sends threats all the time, like that long on text.
It's okay. We need to communicate.
It's very entertaining.
Being polite is also a sign of distance. You know, you just have to do it right, hold each other together, and support each other.
We got 2 right now.
At the ripe old age of 37, Eddie Huang says he's mellowed.
Over the top. There you go.
When he hosted an episode of his Viceland cable show from mainland China, eating red braised pork, a dish that for Huang means family, became an emotional experience.
It's really powerful to come home and connect with something in a story that you've tried to keep the fire alive for 33 years in America.
All right, here we go. Red cooked pork.
When he made his own version of the dish at a dinner in Manhattan, it hit the spot with his most important audience.
Melt in
It
your
tastes
mouth.
awesome. Most of people don't understand it, but I know where it comes from. This is Eddie's version, and it's the one and only Eddie Huang's red braised pork.
Oh, and did we mention that the one and only Eddie Huang has also modeled underwear?
And I was like, I don't think anyone is ever gonna ask a short, fat Chinese dude to model their underwear. You know, so I was like, I gotta do it.